Man, somehow I hope Jon Jones gets this message. He actually thinks that steroids didn't have an impact on him becoming the reigning UFC champion and becoming such a beast and monster when it comes to MMA and the UFC. Of course steroids played an impact, had a great impact. It helped you tremendously. It's the only reason you beat DC. It's the only reason you were able to capture the UFC championship all those years, because you were on steroids. You were on PEDs. Look at Lance Armstrong. Look at Lance Armstrong. It turned out he was on PEDs. Look at him. He was the reigning champion of the Tour de France. PEDs, steroids, they help you. They enhance your athletic performance. That's why it's a banned substance. That's why it's illegal. And that's why Jon Jones cannot be considered the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Because he is not only a steroid user, a convicted steroid user. Okay, he served a sentence for it. He was banned from MMA, the UFC. He couldn't compete. So how in the world could he be considered the greatest when we don't know when he was on steroids, when he was fighting in the UFC? We don't know when he was on it, when he was off it. All right, he has all the money in the world. He can hire top doctors. We don't know what he was cycling. So there's no way in the world he can be the greatest of all time. My message to Jon Jones. Yeah, you were the UFC champion, but you are not the GOAT. And I don't know why you're trying to convince everyone that steroids didn't help you. Stop trying to convince people that steroids didn't help you. We're not stupid. DC, he's arguably the greatest of all time. GSP, he's arguably the greatest of all time. In order to be considered the greatest of all time, you have to be drug-free because it's an illegal substance. It's banned. Even Anderson Silva can't be considered the greatest of all time anymore because he was caught cheating. If you're caught cheating and you're on PEDs or steroids, which is a banned illegal substance in the UFC, you can't be considered the greatest of all time. Do you understand that? So stop trying to convince people that these drugs didn't help you. We are not stupid. Actually, I take that back. Some people are ignorant and stupid to the fact that steroids and PEDs, performance enhancement drugs, help athletic performance. So to those people, sure, Jon Jones could be considered the greatest because they're ignorant. They don't know what steroids do to the body. But for the intelligent UFC MMA fighter, we know Jon Jones is not the greatest.